It's Mark Cuban for the Democrats, up against Elon Musk for the Republicans. Today on Political Excess, we're going to play out this hypothetical 2024 presidential matchup. This was suggested to me in the comments, and before you say it, I know Elon Musk was not born in the U.S., so he's ineligible to be president, but we're just going to have a little bit of fun and try to play it out anyway. So these are two super rich guys. They have so much power and influence over the economy, and they can also alter public perception of them. So it's assumed if they would run at this point, Cuban would be a Democrat, Musk would be a Republican. We'll talk more about this at the end. Let me just quickly go through all the states. I think most states would go as expected. There'd be a battle for the working class, for the suburbs, independents, etc. But let's start in Alaska, safe for Musk. Hawaii, safe for Cuban. Back up to the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, safe for Cuban. How about Nevada? Well, Elon Musk has some ties to Nevada. State is probably moving a little bit to the right. I think it would be very close, but in the end, I think Cuban would have a little bit less appeal here, and I think Musk would win it by about 1.5 points. Idaho and Utah, safe for Musk. Arizona, that used to be a red state, now it's purple, and probably trending blue still. In this particular matchup, I think Musk would have enough of a populist appeal to be able to win it by a tilt margin. Montana and Wyoming, safe for Musk. Colorado, likely, just under 10 points for Cuban. New Mexico, probably just at about 5 points, leans for Cuban. North and South Dakota, safe for Musk. Nebraska at large, safe for Musk. The 1st District, safe for Musk. The 2nd District, leans for Cuban. 3rd District, safe for Musk. Kansas, Oklahoma, safe for Musk. How about in Texas? This would technically probably be Mark Cuban's home state, but I still think it would be over 5 points, likely for Musk. How about Minnesota? That I think would be just over 5 points, likely for Cuban. Iowa will be likely for Musk. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, safe for Musk. How about Wisconsin? Very close call. I settled on a tilt for Musk. Illinois, safe for Cuban. Michigan, leans for Cuban, probably about 2 to 3 points. Indiana, safe for Musk. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama, safe for Musk. How about Florida? That will be just at about 5 points, leans for Musk. Let's go to Georgia. That would be leans for Mark Cuban, probably about 2 to 3 points. South Carolina, safe for Musk. North Carolina, leans for Musk. Jump up to Ohio, likely for Musk. West Virginia, that will be very safe for Musk. Let's go all the way to Maine, at large, likely for Cuban. The 1st District, that will be safe for Cuban. The 2nd District, that is much redder, and that will be likely for Musk. New Hampshire, that will be about 2 to 4 points, leans for Cuban. Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., safe for Cuban. How about Pennsylvania? This is a close state. In the recent midterms, it did go a little bit more toward the Democrats. I think it'd be a big battle, but I settled on a tilt for Cuban. And finally, the last state is Virginia, and that will be likely for Cuban. And that's the map. And that would result in 276 electoral votes for Mark Cuban, 262 for Elon Musk. Cuban would win this, but it would be very close. 1 or 2 of these states could easily flip in the other direction, and it could go to Musk. Now, as for how this would play out, it's really hard to say, because both of these guys, they have so much money, they could do so much with it. We suspect what some of their positions are, but there's plenty of them we don't know where they stand on, and they could come up with any position they'd want in the campaign. They can try to craft any media narrative they'd like. In this particular matchup, Elon Musk, he would be painted as the villain. He certainly made some waves against the liberal Democratic establishment, so he's not going to get much favorable coverage unless it's from a conservative outlet. And Mark Cuban, he kind of just seems like he'd be the standard rich guy Democrat. He's not terribly offensive, but I don't think he's really going to inspire too many people. And I tend to think more working class voters would slightly want to go towards someone like Elon Musk. He comes off as actually being more of an outsider, being anti-establishment. He's willing to say things that are not popular, especially about cultural issues. So that, I think, could help him in the Rust Belt. Certainly, I think he would win Wisconsin just barely, but he could end up winning Michigan or Pennsylvania, and that would be the election. I do think Cuban would be better in a place like Georgia. I have him winning that. And, of course, it would be close in a place like Arizona, Nevada, even New Hampshire. So I do have Cuban winning it because I think in the end he'd probably focus more on some popular economic stuff, healthcare, wages. He wouldn't rock the boat on those issues. That would give him an extra 1 or 2 points. Musk, he'd probably go a little harder on cultural issues, and that would help him in his own way. But then again, who really knows what these guys would actually run on? Who knows what they would pick as their running mate? Maybe turnout would be down because they're just two billionaires. And we know that however they say they're going to help us, in the end, they're really only going to be helping themselves. So even if there's a few things that we might like from these candidates, I think in the end, we would still end up coming out behind. But this is just what I think. A lot of speculation here. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this matchup? Which states would you change? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.